Hi everyone, welcome back for lesson 9. Let's dive in with our sounds review. Say the sound when I show you the card. G-E-G-I-G-Y, all spell the sound J. Good. C-E-C-I-C-Y spells the sound S. Good. Okay. V. Qu. W. A. O. I. I. E, D, B, K, Sh, Ch, J, X, R, or V. Good job with our sound review. Now let's get ready to blend some words. Ready to read some words with me? Let's go. Scent. Scent. Remember when C is with E, it makes the S sound. Good. Bent. Bent. Dent. Dent. Good. I'm going to take off that T. Now our word says den. Good. Change it. Pen. Awesome. An. Pan. Magic key on the end. Ain. Pain. Good. Main. Main. Awesome. Mine. Mine. Great job. Now what happens if I move this E over here? Men. Men. Awesome. All right. Great job reading some words with me. Are you ready to play mystery sound with me? Make sure you have something to write on and something to write with so I can call out the sound and you can write it down. Okay, our first sound today, we haven't practiced this one in a while, is the sound wh. Notice I'm whispering this sound. Okay, let's see if you can get it. Did you write W-H? W-H spells good. Okay, let's try another one. This time the sound is woo, woo. Okay. Oh, it's tricky when we say it that way and we cut off the schwa. A lot of times we want to say wh, but really it's just that beginning woo sound. Okay. Did you write W? Awesome. Make sure when you make the W sound, you cut off that It's not wh, it's woo. All right. Let's take a look at another one. The sound is Look at my mouth for this one. It's closed. Go ahead and write it on your board. Did you write M for Great work. Okay. Today's isn't very full of tricks. Let's see if we can get this last one. You ready? Pretty simple. Watch my mouth. Whisper sound there. The sound is P. Did you write P? Good job. All right. Let's get ready to learn our new skill today. Join me to learn our new skill for lesson 9. All right, our new skill today is ED. We see ED at the end of a word. It's actually a suffix. And when we add ED to the end of the word, it tells us that something happened in the past. So ED lets us know that something happened a while ago. All right, so ED. ED can actually represent 3 different sounds depending on the letters that come before it. It can represent the sound D, it can represent the sound id, or it can represent the sound t. So when I show you the ED cards, there are 3 sounds we will say: d, id, t. Let's talk about when we use each of those sounds. So I have 3 clue words here: planted, danced, and loved. Okay, with these 3 clue words, plant ends in a T. So when a word ends in T or D, we're going to hear id for the ED sound, but we're going to spell it ED. Okay, so plant, because we wouldn't say I plant t, or I plant d. I plant id. So if it ends in T or D, we hear id, but we write ED. If it ends in an unvoiced sound, so when you put your hand on your throat and you don't feel a vibration, so dance, I don't feel a vibration there, dance, it's gonna sound like the t sound, but we're gonna write ED. Danced, I hear t, but I write ED because it happened in the past, okay? And then loved, that V makes a vibration. It's a voiced sound. Loved. Okay, so because it's a voiced sound, we feel that vibration. We're going to use the D sound, loved, but we're going to spell it ED because it happened in the past. Yesterday, I loved my chocolate bar. Today, I didn't love it so much. Loved. Okay, so we hear id, we hear d, or we hear t. And all of those are spelled with ED. We have to pay attention to when someone's talking about something that happened in the past to make sure we add that ED to the end. Let's practice reading some words with these patterns. Okay, our first one ends in a T and T. So remember, when it ends in T, we're going to read this ED as id. Try it with me. Rented. Rented. Good. Okay, this one ends, our root word ends with a D, so we're going to read our suffix ed as id. Read it with me. Landed. Landed. Good. You getting the hang of it? All right. Our next one has a at the end. Look at this word. Smelled. Do we say I smelled something? No, that's not how we would say it. Smelled. Smelled. Smell. You can feel a little vibration for that sound. Smelled. Smelled. Good. All right. Our next word is fan. Do you feel that vibration there? Fan. So is it going to say fanned? No, not fanned, because it only says id if it ends in a D or T. Fanned. Because I felt that vibration, it's going to make the D sound at the end. Fanned. Good. Okay, let's try a couple more. All right. Our root word here is ick, kick. I don't feel a vibration with that k sound at the end. So it's not going to make the id sound, and it's not going to make the d sound. Kicked, kicked, kicked. We're going to hear that t sound at the end. This is a tricky pattern because you really have to pay attention and kind of listen for when you use which sound. If you're finding this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and download the companion practice book linked in the description below. Let's keep reading. All right, super spellers, are you ready to spell some words with me? These words are going to be kind of tricky because we're adding that suffix ed. Remember, if we hear at the end of the word something that happened in the past, we might hear d, t, or id. And we spell all three of those with ed. Okay, I have another little trick I'm going to teach you as we spell. I'm going to say our word. We're going to break it into the root word and then go back and add the suffix to help us with this little trick, okay? So our first word is drifted. Say that word, drifted. Okay, let's take off the id and just write drift. So finger stretch with me the word drift. Ready? D, r, I, f, t. Okay, let's write it. I heard d, d, r, r, I, f, f, t. Okay, now here's a little trick. Sometimes we have to double the letter at the end before we add our suffix ed. I'm going to show you a trick to help you. We're going to count starting at our vowel and going this way. So I have our vowel 1, 2, 3. All right, so since I have our vowel starts 1, 2, 3, we say 1, 2, 3. No double for me. So we're going to leave that T as it is. And then I heard drift, id, but am I going to write ID? No, we hear id, but we know it's spelled ed. So go ahead and add your ed, ed, drifted, drifted, drifted. Good. All right, let's try another one. Your next word is melted. Say that word, melted. Our root word is melt. So let's go ahead and finger stretch melt. T. All right, let's write the letters that we hear. Melt. Okay, M-E-L-T, melt. Now let's decide if we need to double up this final T before we add our suffix ed. We started our vowel and count 1, 2, 3. No double for me. Okay, so we're just going to add our suffix. We heard id, but we write ed. Good, ed. All right, melted, melted. All right, let's take a look at another one. Your next word is filled, filled. Let's go ahead and take that root word, filled. Like yesterday, I filled my water bottle. The root word is fill. Finger stretch that. All right, so I heard f, and taking us back to our floss rule, when I have a one syllable word with a short closed vowel and it ends in FLS or Z, I have to double it. And that goes ahead and makes our decision for us whether we double or not before we add our ED, because we have 1, 2, 3, no double for me. Filled. I hear D, but I write ed because it happened in the past. Ed. Filled. F-I-L-L-E-D. Good. All right, let's take a look at a word that we read earlier, but I want to make sure we see the other side of this rule. The word is fanned. Say that word. Fanned. Good. All right, let's take our root word fan and finger stretch and write it. Fan. All right, I hear that nasal A in there. Okay, so I know this is the present tense, fan. I want it to be past tense, so I want to do fanned. Let's count our letters. Starting at our vowel, 1, 2. Oh no, 1, 2, double I do. So when I have 2 letters at the end of my word with my vowel, I have to double up that ending. 1, 2, double I do. So I need another in here, and then I hear fanned. I hear D, but I write ed because it's a suffix. It's telling us it happened in the past. Faned. Okay? Whew, it's a tricky rule, y'all. This phonics and spelling is getting harder as we get more into these patterns. All right, our last word is liked. Liked. All right, so we know the root word there, like, I, k. All right, so if I write it like this, I, k. What do I need on the end? A silent E, and we're going to spell it with a K there because when we have a silent E, if I spelled it with a C, it would change its sound to S and say lice. So we want to make sure we spell it with a K, okay? So like, and then I hear liked, liked. So I hear T, but I'm going to write ed. Now here's the thing, there's already an E here, so I don't need to add another E. It doesn't need to say EED. With this word, I can just add the D on the end because the E is already there, okay? Liked. Awesome job with your spelling today. Let's get ready to review our high frequency words and write our sentence for the day. All right, let's review our high frequency words. You have seen and spelled these words a lot now, so we're going to go through the deck because we've already gone through how to break them apart and spell them and where the irregularities are. So we're going to read through them before we add our new words. Ready? Who, right, come, more, little, now, other, water, been, into, do, see, number, people, find, down, way, day, May. Good job with our high frequency words. We are now going to look at our new words for today, and we actually have one that has a suffix ed. Our first word is called. This one's tricky because we have a broad A here. This A is making the aw sound instead of the ah sound. Call, and we know ed can spell the sound d. Called. Let's spell this word together. Watch me first. C-A-L-L-E-D. Tap it with me. C-A-L-L-E-D. Woo, that's a long one. Let's do it again. C-A-L-L-E-D. One more time. C-A-L-L-E-D. Woo, called. Oh my goodness, that is quite a word. All right, our next word is work. Work. I have a heart right here because normally OR, and we haven't learned this pattern yet, but we will, normally it'll say or, but in this word, it's saying So we have to remember that in our heart that this one is not making the regular sound that it normally does. W-O-R-K, work. All right, let's tap it down our arm. You ready? Watch me first. W-O-R-K, work. Let's do it again. W-O-R-K, work. One more time. W-O-R-K, work. Awesome work. You have been working so hard. Let's get ready to write our sentence today. Grab something to write with and something to write on, and I'll see you for our sentence. All right, are you ready to write our sentence with some suffix ed words in there? Let's go. Our sentence today is, we fished and hunted when they visited. Let me say that again. We fished and hunted when they visited. Woo, that's a mouthful and a lot of eds in there. I'll break it down for us as we go. Ready? We is our first word. We. That's a open syllable W-E, we. We fished. Okay, I hear t at the end, but I know it's in the past, so I have to use the suffix ed. Fished. Ish. Ish. And I hear t, but I'm going to spell it ed. Fished. Good. We fished and hunted and, okay, hunted. I hear id at the end, but I know it happened in the past, so I know I'm going to spell that ed. Ed. Let's write it. Hunted. Okay, hunted. Hunted when, W-H-E-N, when they, this is a high frequency word that we've learned before, T-H-E-Y, they visited. Okay, so we've got visit, that's already a mouthful, it. Okay, visit, id. Let's write visit first. It. Visit, V-I-S-I-T, id. I hear id, but I'm going to write E-D. E-D. All right. Ooh, my handwriting was not the best today. Oh, it was hard to write upside down. Our sentence says, we fished and hunted when they visited. All right, go ahead and pause and check your spelling to make sure you got it all right, and I'll see you next time for lesson 10. If you found this video helpful in your child's reading journey, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button to make sure you never miss a new video and help other families find videos so they can help their children learn to read. Also, be sure to check out the resources linked below to show me a little love and continue to support your growing reader at home. There's lots of things linked below that you can download or purchase from Amazon that will help your child along their reading journey. Thanks for watching.